and I thought whether his wife and children are eating food at all. And then he wanted to spend money on my air ticket and hotel. Hence, I thought I should speak something and go back. Now, before I speak on the book, we'll start with गिनती itself. गिनती करना है. यही गिनती करेंगे. Don't think otherwise. I want to know how many OBCs are here. Can you raise hands, OBCs? Oh, quite a lot. Scheduled caste. Next. Scheduled tribe. Okay. General caste. Only 2, 3. Is there a category called no caste here? Okay, there are no castes. Why I am asking this question, I will come back. You know, one of the great conspiracies of India is the first people who started counting animals were shepherds. Shepherds were the first mathematician. By the time we built Harappan city, but उसको बाद में कॉपी मार के मैथमेटिशियन कौन बना मालूम है आप लोगों को? इंडियन हिस्ट्री में आर्यभट्टा. किसी को भी काउंट नहीं किया उन्हें, पर एक किताब लिख लिया, भट्टा बन गया, मैथमेटिशियन भी बन गया. ये पहली अग्रेरियन प्रोडक्शन जो करता है वो हमेशा गिनती करना जरूरी होता है. खेत को गिनती करना, एनिमल्स को गिनती करना. बट द पॉइंट इज दैट दे वर नॉट अलाउड टू रीड एंड राइट. ना उसका दामाद जो है, ये लक्ष्मण यादव शेपर्ड का दामाद, एक किताब लिखा वही गिनती पे. सो आर्यभट्टा को अब प्रॉब्लम आया. आर्यभट्टा पूरा देश में है. आर्यभट्टा सेल्फ स्टार्टेड प्रॉब्लम. भट्टा ने भट्टा बैठा दिया. Now I'll give you one anecdote. In the early Mandal movement in Hyderabad, when the Delhi was full of instigated forces by Adu Shauri, Indian Express, against Mandal, asking their girls in medical colleges, engineering colleges, sweep the roads and say that we should marry these sweeping people tomorrow. The tillers the other day, the shepherds the other day, the dirty shoemakers the other day. Shall we remain as human beings? This was Arun Shauri's. Then we took a small rally in Hyderabad with few feminists, and I was only OBC. OBCs, ज़्यादा निकले. But there was no OBCs at that time. So we took the procession and were going back. There was one Brahmin lady in the procession. There were many Brahmins, my friends, feminists. So we were on the way. At some place, she met a boy who was studying 10th class from her relatives. So the boy asked, "Auntie, where did you go?" Her name is Lalita. She was with Naxalite movement. She was underground. She was about to be killed in encounter but escaped. She said, "We went into a procession to support OBC reservation." Then he asked why. Then he said, "These Brahmins and Banyas and Kshatriyas are few in number, but they are taking more jobs, more wealth. They are minority, but they are taking more wealth." You know what the boy said? "Arey auntie, what are you talking? I went to Kerala, there were Brahmins. I went to Kashmir, there were Brahmins. I went to Calcutta, there were Brahmins. I went to Delhi, there were Brahmins. Brahmins are majority in India. Why are you saying this?" Now, this is what exactly the British problem. The British thought before the caste census, Brahmins were majority in India because they were only interacting with the British. After the census too were taken, Hutton wrote this. Hutton, who was commissioner, said this. They found that Brahmins were just 4%. They were shocked. अरे ये देश में क्या हो रहा? This is not a Christian value. This is not a Muslim value. This is typically the Hindu value. Therefore, they started the whole thing. Now, there are two books that have come after the caste census issue. This is the second book in Hindi, and the publisher Ashish told me already 20,000 copies were sold. I thought, acha number is. But what is the number of OBCs in India in Hindi region now? What is the number of 20,000? हाँ? अब आप लोग जो हैंड रेज करें ना, एक तो एग्जामिनेशन टेस्ट रख रहा हूं, जाके जरूर किताब लेके जाके पढ़िए. ओबीसीस नहीं पढ़ते. ओबीसीस पढ़ना ब्राह्मण को छोड़ दिया, डुबाना ब्राह्मण को छोड़ दिया. You know, they read a mantra in the marriage. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo. And nothing is understood by boy and girl who are sitting as bride and groom. Whether he is asking them to marry together, live together, divorce tomorrow, nothing. But rice samarpayami, vegetable samarpayami, ghee samarpayami, everything is given by OBCs and Shudras, and he says, aha. So my Papa, तो इधर उधर देखते 1 लाख बड़ा घर है, देखो 1 लाख दो, 1 लाख दे देता स्वाहा. पढ़ते नहीं. जाके किताब पढ़ो. अगर एक किताब 2 लाख 3 लाख भेजेगा, कास्ट सेंसस पक्का होगा. Because without intellectuals, without reading habit, without people who can really raise questions, the Brahmanic forces are not going to behave properly as human beings. And only intellectual activity can do this. And the second book has come. What shocked me was, it was written by a Dalit who was arrested by the same government in Anti-National Act. That was written by Anand Teltumde. Having known that the caste census issue has come now by the BJP also into the effect after 1924 elections, when Congress was forced to include in its manifesto. And this Congress, that same Rahul Gandhi, opposed his arrest. But this intellectual writes that caste census is wrong. It is going to destroy the nation. It is going to sustain the caste. But this man did not understand there was already caste census for SC/STs. Right from the British period. And he is part of the SC. His census are there. But when Kanchayalaya or Yadav is being counted, he says it is dangerous. If OBCs are counted, it is dangerous. Now this time, this caste census, Dalits did not demand it because they don't require it. STs did not demand it, they don't require it, they are there. Muslims did not demand, they are already there counted. And upper caste don't want it. Upper caste don't want it. I'll come to Telangana caste census, what they are doing there. I am the vice chairman of the expert committee constituted by Rahul Gandhi by telling the chief minister. It is not just done by collecting the data. You have to have an expert committee to analyze the data. And with the Supreme Court judge as chairman, Sudarshan Reddy, and me as vice chairman, we have examined the data and give you small details about it, which they have not yet released. Even if my government wants to arrest me, let them arrest. I'll tell some facts here. Now what happens? These people don't want upper caste, don't want caste census because their numbers, their economic status, their social status, their marital status, their housing, everything will come out. Because in every caste public meeting in Telangana, the Reddys declared in public meeting, including the present Chief Minister, they are about 40 lakhs in the population. And the total Telangana population is 3 crore 55 lakh. And in the actual caste census, they are not even off. That is the fear. So every caste said this. But then what is the issue with the Teltumde opposes this because BJP will use it. And BJP, you have supported violent revolution also. BJP uses violence also. What do you do with that violence? Now this is the problem. I request those Dalits here, please read this book and support the OBC cause because we are all one, brothers and sisters. Don't fall into that. Now, I'll come to basic facts about after, see, we must give the credit to whatever the person comes from, wherever he comes from. But for the fight of Rahul Gandhi, BJP would not have accepted caste census. The man has fought within his party, outside the party, and then extended the logic to the end to fight. If we don't have intellectual honesty to recognize the fighter, whichever caste he belongs to, we will fall into the trap. Then OBCs, Narendra Modi is OBC, then I should support OBC. But in my lifetime, I will never do that. He has come to destroy OBCs. That is my stand. So what is the Telangana caste census? See, in the Telangana caste census, Bihar model has come. They have collected data with an app. In this country, with illiteracy and rural areas, our app-based data collection is impossible. And apps do not work in many areas. In your Constitution Club, Wi-Fi was not working. Where is the question of app working there? Now the Telangana model, what they did is, it was verified by many intellectual verifications. They have prepared a manual of 69 questions. And after the manual was prepared, they have trained 1030 supervisors to execute this at the government office levels up to collect. And then they have appointed 14,000 enumerators for 50 people, one enumerator. And the data was collected over a period of 1.5 months. And immediately after the data was collected that day, they will have to reach the mandal office or the collector office and enter into the computer with the code given in the manual. Nobody has so far given a code in the manual and immediately enter the data so that the data is misplaced somewhere or something happened. And Telangana caste census collected data is, for the first time, almost 95% accurate. Ever since caste census have started in the country. Now, after that, what happened? They prepared 2 reports. One is group report. Now, what BJP has been saying is that no, this caste census included Muslims also into OBC category. We will oppose and the center will not support. You know, Muslims of Telangana have registered with the caste names already existing in the manual. They constitute 111 castes. And when we examine the data, the Muslim poorest of the poor, in terms of percentages, are more poverty ridden than scheduled castes. So they say that they are not backward. They say that they are not caste among them. But they all were converted from SC, ST, OBCs historically over a period of 200-300 years. Now, what the data show? The data showed, see, the expert committee sat for 3 months and we have worked out there were 242 castes in Telangana, all castes. And with 43 parameters, we have worked out what is known as comprehensive backwardness index. This is for the first time in the world. A state government got a comprehensive backwardness index. In this backwardness index, I'll tell you the broad data. There are 9 upper castes. Iyyars or Iyengars migrated to Telangana and into various categories, registered themselves as a separate caste. Brahmins are separate. We have Marwadis, we have Baniyas, we have Shettis, various castes, Velamas, Reddis, Kammas. All these are upper castes, they are 9. And in the backwardness index, what we did is from 1 to 100, where upper caste fit in, where OBCs as a group fits in, where Dalits as a group fits in, and where scheduled tribe as group fits in. Now, upper caste in the backwardness index are 31 level. Because they are also not very advanced like Chinese. No. And backward classes are at 86 level backwardness. Scheduled caste 95 level backwardness out of 100. Scheduled tribe 96 level, 1 point less than scheduled caste. Now in this, the interesting data that Telangana survey along with the expert committee analysis showed is, see, there is this whole debate of land reforms. We have looked at which is the caste where more number of families own land. And what is their parameter in terms of 43 categories? Housing, whether they have 2-bedroom house, 1-bedroom house, rural house, whether they have cattle, whether they have agriculture, whether they have land, employment, everything is seen. What education, English medium or Telugu medium. Now in this, you don't believe the data. The caste which every household almost owns land is Hoya tribe, not even Reddies. But if you look at the backwardness, because this is a land which is poorly cultivated land, forest land, which does not produce much wealth at all. And among them, 35% have no electricity connection. And 26% have no water connection. They are the poorest of the poor with the land still owning. Among the OBCs were the largest number of families who own caste. Surprisingly, my caste, Kurma, shepherds. But when we look at the education of this caste, among the OBCs, this is the least educated caste. And among the overall 43 ranking, it is very low end caste. So then we looked at English medium education and their status in terms of housing, in terms of travel, in terms of going to US, in terms of going to Middle East settlements and so on. And there, the upper caste constitute highest. the migrations to the wealthy nations. Now, interestingly, 78% of upper castes are English medium educated in them. And there is a converted Dalit category called BCC, 1% reservation they have. This, they have registered very small population number, but they are more English medium educated than these. And their average economic status is much better because of the church, because of the English medium. Therefore, we drew a conclusion that the developmental parameter shifted from land to English medium education. Therefore, all schools in government sector must be made English medium. Telangana has made all schools, government schools, English medium. Can you imagine that? In UP happening that. In Bihar, all schools are English medium. And the teaching takes place with a book called mirror image books. One side English, the same, another side Telugu. Teachers will read that. If they don't understand, students will read that. Both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, English medium became critical. And housing and rest of the things have really gone by caste hierarchy only. As the caste hierarchy exists in Telangana, upper Brahmins, Vaishyas, and the business classes are on the top. We wanted to find out all caste names of CEOs. And in fact, Rahul, when the committee constituted, he said that it should be collected, but the Telangana government was afraid it did not give the data. And we wanted to collect the caste background of all IAS, IPS, and all services, but they did not give the data. And we wrote in the report they did not give the data. So other things we have got collected. But there is another surprising dimension which came, where from it came, we don't know. These forces, some of these forces went to High Court. Just one day before this census was starting, they brought a interim order from the High Court that there should be a column called no caste. And they included in the manual with an abnormal code number called 999. And you know how much percentage they registered under that? Of the total population of Telangana, 3.4% registered. No caste. And they are all Hindus. And they have 43% of them have caste certificates. 43%. I don't know whether they are using for EWS, and 22% of them are judges. 19% civil servants, no caste. So this is the drama. All upper caste in North India, Brahmins, Banyas, Kayasthas, Khatris, Kshatriyas were saying there is no caste. We don't belong to caste. RSS was saying we have abolished caste. There is no caste. And this has gone to that extent in a small state where 3 crore 55 lakh population is there, 12 lakh 50,000 people registered under this. This is going to extend to nation. And they want to say caste is disappeared. This is a strategy. And this strategy, how do we counter? What kind of questionnaire they will prepare? What kind of data they will collect? I think all of you must demand Telangana model is the only model that Central should adopt. Do you agree? There is no better model. There is no better model. If you have a better model, we'll go. Even Karnataka model, I don't think it matches this, because though I have not yet seen. Therefore, Lakshman's book is a book that supports the OBC cause mainly right now. There is a national cause in this. But OBC cause is key, because you know what is the problem? Why did the caste demand came from OBCs? When the Supreme Court decided that they should get 27% reservation, where did the number come from? What is the basis? Then they said there is no population census data of OBCs. Therefore, we have put a cap at 50% and 27 is coming to that. Now, to overcome that, OBCs have been demanded. But still, Congress did not accept it. There are a number of people who don't want to agree with Rahul also in the Congress now. I know that. But the point is, finally there is a battle. The battle has reached to 2024 election and Congress has put that in the manifesto. That is our first victory in the country. A party which ruled for almost 60 years had to accept this. And therefore it led to BJP accepting. Today I saw in Hindu, RSS issued a statement that we are for caste census, but only for proper use. And we have to understand this word. I don't think Indian English can understand this word properly. Only RSS English can understand. उसको संस्कृत इक्वालिटी इक्वल वर्ड देखना और उसको क्या की देखना है. So what is this proper and who is addressing this press conference? Jatav Ambedkar. So OBC Prime Minister says there are only two castes, the rich and poor. OBC Prime Minister. He calls himself OBC and says there are only two castes, rich and poor. And where is he? Is he rich or poor? Oh, Modi ji rich है या poor है बोलिए? वो कास्ट सेंसस के बाद मालूम होगा उसका प्रॉपर्टी क्या है मालूम होगा. This leader is saying that it should be used properly. No, there cannot be any misuse of numbers. Numbers can be used for anything. Therefore, I openly reject the Anand Tel Tumbe book from here. Totally I will. And I will support this. Let lakhs of copies be sold. And finally, please go and buy the books. There is no point in listening the speech. You will forget after you go out from here. Speeches are meant for forgetting. Reading is meant for remembering. You agree with me or not? Yes. Yeah. And also there are two of my Hindi books. One is called Shudra Vidro. There. And the other one is Hindutva Muktu Bharat. Please buy my books with some sympathy. Thank you.